Well, I think we're actually ready to start a game, which is nice. I was worried we'd be waiting for a little while, and fortunately, we got 7 players ready, raring to go, and we're going to do a free-for-all on a special map with Regicide enabled. I still need a housed emote. You know, I used to have a housed emote, Megaduma, a long time ago. The only, I think, the only original emote, from back in the day, I think the only original emote that I still have is the hype emote, and that one is never going to go away because the hype emote is such a classic on this channel. It's been there from the start, and it will be there until the bitter end. Although, why does it have to be a bitter end? Why can't it be a sweet end? Why does it have to end badly? It doesn't have to end badly. It could be great. So let's see here. I think the stuff on the stream needs to move. So before I start this game, we are going to go ahead and move some of this shit here and move it down like that. I think that's a much better location for it because it's in the way a lot of the time, as you guys have been pointing out. Also, this number here seems to be broken, so we're going to actually hide that. And I can update that later on in the future. So just a couple of quick changes there as we go into an HD edition community game. Now, it has to be said, I do love doing community games on Voobly because we get the spectator overlay, but it just takes me too long sometimes to fill a Voobly lobby. And so we do it on HD, we get the people in quickly, and then obviously we can get the game going, and maybe later we can do some on Voobly as well. But we do have 7 players in a free-for-all, and they are playing a random special map. That map is Enemy Islands, and it truly is Enemy Islands, because not only do you have enemies on your island, but all the people on the other island are also your enemies. And hey, tough luck as well for these guys on the island in the south, because, just HD things, you can only have 7 players in a free-for-all and 1 spectator. So, unlike Voobly, we can only have 7 players instead of 8, and that means that the island on the top only has 3 players on it, which means these guys have an inherent advantage, as they are going to have more space, they're going to have more time, and Yap especially here, playing in the red, has the biggest advantage of all because he's got the largest patch of land to himself. But this will be fun because we've got 2 sides to this battle, 2 sides to this coin. You've got a fight for each island, and then in the end, you've got the fight for the overall map control. So we'll see how it, pardon me, we'll see how it plays out. Sorry, as you probably know, I've been ill over the last week, and I still have a little bit of that hanging around, but it's not too bad. So, yeah, let's go through the players and see who we've got and where we've got them. We've got Fridge of Destiny. He's playing as the Aztecs, and he's playing up to the north. He is next to Nil Parvand, who's playing as the Slavs in the grey. In teal, Animal, playing as the Turks, and then on the right side, Nick Jones, playing in the blue as the Vietnamese. So these guys will be fighting among each other to control the island, and obviously teal and grey at a natural disadvantage as well, since they're kind of surrounded on both sides. And then on the other island, we've got Imote Khan playing as the Byzantines in yellow. We've got Sakai playing as the Celts in the purple, and Yap in the red, playing as the Japanese. Did you try curing your illness with halbs? No, I didn't, but I did try some herbal medicine, and I can tell you that it probably worked a little bit. But as with all herbal and homeopathic medicine, it does have its limitations. Unfortunately, I couldn't distill it down enough. I tried adding 1 part medicine to 1,000 parts water, and it just wasn't strong enough, and I couldn't get it any more dilute. So unfortunately, I only had limited effect, but, I'm nearly better now, so it's all good. You're streaming a lot lately, is Rent Due? Yes, of course. The reason I'm streaming is because I don't have enough money to pay the rent. So I'm just turning to streaming and hoping for the best. Yes, I'm officially now a charity cause, Belgium. You got me. You caught me red-handed. Alcohol kills the germs, especially if you drink it. At least if it doesn't kill them, it'll make you numb to them. That's my philosophy anyway. Yeah, 4 times healing rate. It didn't quite heal me directly, but it certainly sped things up, Pyro. Certainly sped things up. I wonder, you know, when you look at the herbal medicine, where is it? Herbal medicine here. Like, what is it? What is it? It's like mushrooms, right? There's 2 little mushrooms. And see, this is it, right? These 3 ingredients are being combined here. And I think maybe the game developers are trying to tell us something here. Maybe we can decipher this. So, it's 2 mushrooms, portobello, some grass, though what grass, I don't know. And then what is this? What do you think this is? Some, like, fish eggs? And then you combine it together into a green paste. And this could be the remedy for eternal life. What do you think? I mean, what could the red stuff be? Maybe fish eggs. So I think that's it. I think we might have cracked the code. Mushrooms, some garden grass, and 8 fish eggs in a pestle and mortar gives you eternal life. You heard it here first. And if you do try that and you end up dying, please don't sue me. I'm not responsible for what you decide to put in your body. Maybe it does symbolize beer. Who knows? But I don't know of any beers that are made with fish eggs and grass. But maybe back in the medieval times, they do. Maybe in the Dark Ages. You never know. You never know. So it's also a regicide. I don't know if we really mentioned that already, but if we have a look here, you can see each player does have a king, and I think they started with additional resources, villagers as well, and perhaps they started with 150 stone. Yes, they did. And I wish, again, this is another thing I miss about spectating on Voobly and with user patch, is that the user patch version has hotkeys which you can use, which don't exist on HD. Looks like Nilparvand lost a villager there. And he's actually making scouts right now. Perhaps he wants to kill someone very quickly here. Perhaps that is a smart decision. Perhaps that's a decision that could bite him in the buttocks a little later on. But going double stable scouts, that's quite ambitious. Not gonna lie, that is quite ambitious. Double stable scouts. He does not have the food economy to keep that going, but at least he can make the scouts very quickly, I guess. He is playing as the Slavs, so he has insane farmers, but he only has 2 farms. He's currently taking some zebra, but if you look at his economy setup, he's got 5 hunters, 2 farmers, and 3 foragers. That is, that's barely enough to keep villager production going, let alone double stable scouts. But it's not going to stop him getting 6 scouts out and sending them across the map towards Animal, who is trying to get up an archery range here, nice and close to the TC. This Twitch streamer told people to eat fish eggs and mushrooms. What happened next will blow your mind. They grew some gills and suddenly they could breathe underwater. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get that villager kill there. Damn, that was so close. But I like that he's doing this, but I worry that he might be causing himself a bit of heartache later on when the other players go fast castle and he's stuck in feudal with a few scouts and can't defend himself. But I like that he's being aggressive. I mean, to be honest, if this was me in this game, I would probably be playing quite similarly to Grey, because I don't really pay too much attention to, I guess, sort of diplomacy or anything like that. I make everyone my enemy. I don't know how to make friends. You'd think after years of being on the internet, you might learn how to make friends, but all that's happened is I've become bitter, and everybody is automatically a bad guy until proven otherwise. Now, Sakai is doing a nice little strat here, walling in his opponents, and Yellow's made some scouts, so we got 3 scouts from him, and that could be pretty good, because, well, if he was paying a bit more attention, he could kill this villager here, which is trying to wall him in. Instead, he's going to come out here to the north, and Sakai, in the Castle Age, by the way, the first player up by a landslide, will actually try and build the TC to the north, and he's going to be alright. He will lose a villager, but he should be able to get that TC up, and obviously the yellow player is going to be so far behind up to the Castle Age now as a result. that our purple player should get ahead in villagers, even after losing 1 or 2. Uh-oh, he's going to lose another archer there, but I guess as long as he gets this TC up, he'll be fine. What he could do is wall these villagers in. That would be pretty smart. I ate microdosis mushrooms for weeks, and it did heal my soul. What are microdosis shrooms? Are these the bad ones? Are these the ones that we shouldn't be promoting on the stream? I remember that you don't make friends. I still think you are a bully. Yeah, I am. Especially when I play Age of Empires 2. Like, I very quickly find myself making many enemies. I mean, look at yesterday's game. I don't know if any of you saw it, but yesterday I streamed a Pilgrims game, and I had like 3 people begging the top score player to kill me because I'd like, you know, gone and landed them with villagers and started battering them with my villagers. Because I'm an asshole when I play Age of Empires 2. Maybe I'm an asshole in real life as well. Maybe I should make that realization sooner rather than later. But I don't know, it's fun. Exclamation point rating. I don't know how people get that to work, but maybe we could get that plugin to work, because I would like to see the rating of people, but I think it only works through Voobly, right? It doesn't pull stats from HD. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Oh my goodness, look at Nick Jones down here. He's going, don't tell me he's the Persians, he's not. He's going for the Vietnamese long swordsman rush. Of course, the infamous Vietnamese long swordsman play. Who saw that one coming? Certainly not Animal, who is saying that he's making a real pig's ear of this game. Well, I think he's doing okay. I mean, he had a lot of grey scouts on him. And at the end of the day, he's playing as the Turks, so even if he plays badly, he's naturally going to have an advantage due to being the best civ in the game, as we all know. In this situation, though, definitely would be worthwhile to make some... where is he? There we go. To make some crossbowmen, rather than making light cavalry, since crossbow are pretty good at dealing with long swordsmen. Light cavalry, on the other hand, are not so great. And he's going to end up losing that army, I think, if he fights those guys. He will, however, get this TC up. So if he garrisons inside, quickly, go, 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 jump inside. He'll do some good damage to those guys as they retreat away. But yeah, free-for-all, classic stuff going on here. Basically, a lot of action all over the map, but mostly between blue and teal at the moment. Looking up to the north, purple's still working on walling his opponent in, giving him as little space as possible. And something I've just noticed, actually, I was looking at the water, I was like, are these guys actually fishing? Is anyone actually docked? Yes, Sakai has docked, and Yap has docked, but they only have 3 fish. And there's so many fish on this map. I think docking would be super valuable. For Nick Jones, you know, he's going for long swordsman rush. And, you know, fishing would be pretty good. I love it how at, like, lower levels of gameplay, literally anyone can do any strategy and it can work, because a long swordsman play, normally you'd look at that and think, pah, what's he doing? He's crazy. And I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, he'll probably make that work. And everyone's saying that they want to team up against Sakai for a bit. Looks like Emote, the yellow player, wants to enlist the help of Yap on this right side, but Yap is more interested in booming, and like I say, I think that's pretty smart for him, since he's got the biggest area to boom in, and he should be building up that economy uncontested, so nice advantage for him. Nitrous, thank you for gifting yet another sub. That's 4 gift subs today. Very kind of you, and welcome to X-Pawn to the nightclub. I hope you enjoy your stay. Nick Jones, gonna tear down that blacksmith. Jeez, isn't that insane just how much damage arson does? Like, these guys are tearing it apart. That blacksmith is no more. I love that. I mean, he's only got like 8 long swordsmen. And, you know, he can't really get too close to these town centers, but anything that's out of range, he could just demolish. with this arson upgrade. It's so strong. Plus the fact that long swordsmen get this bonus damage versus buildings as well. What's next? The barracks? He's gonna move on next to the archery range and the stable, and then before you know it, Teal's gonna have no buildings left. What happened? I don't know. They just burnt them to the ground. And honestly, long swordsman, this is where it's at. And also, one of the better looking units in the game as well, personally. Uh-oh. Neil Parvand is looking pretty dead. He is in the feudal age still. And is that a castle drop? I think it probably is from our green player. Right in range of, well, not in range of the TC, but in spitting distance to the TC. And Neil Parvand, like I said before, he went for double stable scouts. Was that the right decision? Probably not, because now the players who are in the castle age, much faster than him, are dropping castles in firing range of his farms. Ouch. 4 or 5 dead villagers instantly, and a dead house as well in just a moment. That's a lot of crossbows from Fridge of Destiny. And maybe he read the fridge magnets this morning and could tell that his destiny was to kill Neil Parvand, and he's just doing what he was born to do. But this is going to be tough for our grey player now. He's got quite a lot of resources, though. I'd perhaps like to see him make some knights. It's going to be tough, however, when he's so outnumbered already. And Green's going to kill more and more villagers here. Grey's just struggling now. Down to 33 population. Villagers going down left, right, centre. And Fridge of Destiny at 57 pop is looking pretty dominant over here. Not only that, but this castle, perfect distance to this golden stone, and that's going to push Neil Parvand away from there as well. So he's got just 1 stone in the bank, which is actually important. I don't know if you guys know this, but to repair a town centre, it doesn't cost any stone. But if you don't have 1 stone in the stockpile, you can't repair it. It's a weird bug, and it's something that I guess shouldn't really happen, but it does. And more dead villagers if he's not careful. There you go. So it looks like he's in a bit of trouble there. We'll check back in with him shortly, but we've got another castle drop coming in from Sakai in the north side. Emote is going to be pushed off of his gold there, and he's trying to defend with the mangonel, but he's got to be very careful now, because if he pushes too far into that castle, he'll die and lose that mangonel very, very quickly. So yes, Grey player is in a bit of trouble, and I think Teal's a little bit tilted by that, because obviously Grey decided to attack Teal with those scouts and do quite a bit of damage, and now Teal is at a pretty big disadvantage to the blue player, and Grey has also kind of caused himself to be at a bit of a disadvantage to green by doing the scouts as well. So that's just classic free-for-all shenanigans for you. Emote gonna get the hassle up in defense though. That's pretty important, because it'll definitely prevent the push from our purple guy from getting too far forward here. And he's gonna even lose that mangonel. One more. Oh, it's a 1 HP. 1 HP. And he got away. Get the repairs on that mangonel, boys. It's still going strong. It might have lost 49 out of 50 parts of its wooden construction, but that one piece that's left is enough to keep it going. So get the repairs on that. Keep that mangonel alive. Now another castle from purple. Yellow's going to get squeezed out here if he's not careful. It's going to be really difficult to hold on. What's Yap doing? He's not even walling. I mean, that's a really good point, actually. Yap is well known to be, you know, that guy who will make the AI walls. But he's not built a single wall this game. What is going on? He's still doing his mill tower thing though, which is pretty. But he is not walling up, which is fascinating. I like seeing how Yap develops over time. It's like watching the evolution of a player through the ages. Yeah, he did wall his market with houses and his university as well, blending in there. And I don't know, maybe he's got it misaligned or something because he keeps deleting here. There you go, that's better. Gotta line it up perfectly and make a nice house market university ship thing. It's all about the aesthetics, really, isn't it? It's not about winning. It's about playing with style. You know, I'd rather lose in style than win and look bad while doing it. I think that's his philosophy. And hey, he's got the score lead as well, so he must be doing something right. He must be doing something right. All right, Nick Jones, second in score at the moment, was pushing against Teal quite a lot, but he seems to have slowed down a little bit there. Yeah, it's SimCity. Yeah, you know, it's part of the fun, isn't it? This game is such a good-looking game. I actually, here's a challenge, chat. Here's a challenge. Name me some games that are as old as Age of Empires 2 and stand the test of time graphically. What are some really good-looking games that have stood the test of time, like Age of Empires 2? Because I truly think, like, you'll look at Age of Empires 2 in 10 years' time, and you can still think it's a very pretty game. Like, the artwork is fantastic. And there's a few games that I think will also sort of fall into that. Oh my god, look at this 1 HP Mangonel. That's him. I can't believe it. He's got the 1 HP Mangonel underneath the castle. It's like he's just taunting his enemy, and oh, it's finally gone down. But that's been there for so long. Baldur's Gate, yes. I played Baldur's Gate recently, actually, and I have to agree, that's a good-looking game as well. I think, like, Donkey Kong Country looks good, and the soundtrack for that game is super good as well. But yeah, Baldur's Gate, and I played Pillars of Eternity 2 recently as well. They're good-looking games, but I find the gameplay a little bit tedious, to be honest, so I can't really play it for long. AoE 2 is the only game I ever played. Yeah, you're not the only one, actually. I think a lot of people would probably say the same. It's kind of funny, you know, it's like, it's a 20-year-old game and you've still got people playing it. And is it really any surprise that they don't play anything else? Everyone's very much, like, entrenched in their ways. And I think, like, it kind of shows, actually, because I think the Age of Empires community can be quite stubborn sometimes, you know, a little bit of a laissez-faire attitude. It takes quite a lot of pushing and shoving to get people to accept change in the Age of Empires community, you know. It's like, well, the game has been the same for 15 years. Why do we need to change it now? And that kind of attitude was quite prevalent for a long time. Until Wallow Kingdoms came along, at least, and some other tournaments started happening and convincing people to at least give it a go. At least give the expansions a go. And obviously, there's always going to be some purists. I mean, look at Game Ranger. You've got people on Game Ranger playing on the 1.0 like A patch on the original disc version of the game without even the official Ensemble Studio patches. Fridge of Destiny says Operation Don't Come Last was a success. Oh, Neil Parvand resigning there. He'll be the first to go out. And I feel a little bit bad for him because, like, he tried to play as you would on an open map, you know. Maybe double stables is a little bit ambitious, but doing a scout rush is certainly not, like, something crazy. But I kind of feel bad because, obviously, it's just not the right strategy for this kind of map. I play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and build amazing things. Asuka, I think, actually, Roller Coaster Tycoon, also a very good looking game. I think actually any games that have like a pixel art or like a sprite-based 2D style will definitely stand the test of time better than something like a early 3D game. You know, like early 3D was ugly, and I think it's much harder to make a game look better in 3D than in 2D. Although, interesting fact, although Age of Empires 2 is completely 2D, or I guess it's isometric, so it's 2.5D, but it's still technically 2D sprites. it was all done in 3D. So like all of the units, although in the game they're in 2D, they're actually rendered in 3D and modeled in 3D. And then they made 2D sprites from the 3D models. So Yellow is probably dead next. He's trying to load up a transport ship here. Unfortunately, this map doesn't have any sort of islands to run to, but you never know. He might be able to land over here and get a little bit of land that hasn't been scouted by the other team. It's worth a shot, but oh, dude, you've got to take your king with you. You can't leave your king behind. Where's the king? Is he in the transport ship? No, he's not. Where is the king? Where is he? Uh-oh, Yellow's in a bit of trouble if he doesn't escape with the king here. But I don't know where the king is. All these villagers are definitely dead though. And the king is, well, if we were on Vubly right now and we were using user patch, we'd be able to find out where the king is by using the jump to king hotkey, which doesn't exist on the HD edition. It's a bit of a mystery actually. I'm not sure where he is. What the hell is going on here? Well, oh, there he is. Okay. He had another transport ship to the north. Phew. The king and his trusty bodyguard of 3 cataphract and a few villagers are going to hop into this transport and make their hasty escape. Thankfully, no one's made any military on the water, so he can actually safely get across. So, Nick Jones starting his assault onto Animal. Animal's still in the castle age while our blue player is up to Imp. So this castle here, probably going to go down. There's not a lot that Animal can do to stop him. Animal is not clicked up to the Imperial Age yet. So he's kind of stuck here. He's making some Janissary, but it's going to be pretty hard to push into Nick Jones and his castle. Minesweeper, yes. Minesweeper is a work of art. I mean, I've never seen grey on grey looking quite so good. And I tell you what, those bomb graphics, ooh, they are the bomb. So good. What about Solitaire, the original Solitaire? Graphics that stand the test of time. Man, could you imagine showing Minesweeper with the the original graphics? Could you imagine putting that on a mobile phone and giving it to like a 10-year-old or something? What is this? Why have you given me this? I feel like kids these days are spoiled with lovely pictures of angry men. If you ever look at the App Store and browse by the most popular apps, they all follow the same formula. It's a cartoon guy shouting at something rather angrily. That's basically how you make a popular app game and market it on the App Store these days. So where did Yellow get to? He's still got a transport on the water. He's got a monk in this one. And he's getting out with one villager here. Sky killing most of everything else. And then he's... there we go. He's coming around the south with these ones. Maybe he'll find a place to land. And the other transport... I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. He's got another one somewhere, but uh-oh. Fridge of Destiny started to make a navy. Start building a navy. He's the only one that got the memo that in order to win this game, you are going to need some kind of water control. However, you're also going to probably want to win your island first before trying to win on the water. Nicely done by Teal, though. He's going to come down here and kill off some of the army of Nick Jones, stop his push. Yap, meanwhile, is... Look at that. He's dropping the villager. He's like, nope. I think maybe he thought he landed in Australia or something and decided that's a bad idea. Let's not settle there. It's a silly place. Too many things trying to kill me. But wow, look at this. This just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like SimCity over here, building a downtown of high density residential and a little bit of what is it? No, not corporate. What's it called? It's industrial residential and the other one. Why can't I remember? Commercial. There you go. That's what I meant to say. High density housing and commercial offices right here. That Japanese culture, just too advanced for the rest of us. Well, Purple's doing a great job of colonizing Yellow's former base, while Yellow tries to run away. And he's getting out with that king and the villagers and the trusty bodyguard, of course. Zach, you are my favorite English streamer from the ECL crew. Oh, thanks, Reaper. You're so kind. But I don't like it when people pick favorites. I mean, of course, I appreciate you saying that and stroking my ego a little bit. But fundamentally, I don't like it when people pick favorites. Not, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously people are going to have their favorites. That's fine. Like, I have my personal favorite casters, and there's people that I would rather watch cast than others. However, I think that what's more important, at least in the Age of Empires community, is that everybody wants to see the game grow, and everybody is in it for the same reasons, and that is because they love the game. They want to see the game grow. They want to see the game get better. And I think it's better if people aren't arguing about who's best and kind of recognize that actually everybody's got the same motives and the same goals. At least I hope they are. That's more like it, Bogus. I am the worst ECL caster. That is much better. I'd rather hear that. No, I'd rather not hear that, obviously. But my point is really, you know, everybody wants to see this game like continue to grow and continue to get more players and all that stuff. So I think it's great that, you know, especially now, like T90 and Viper can do this as a full-time job. I mean, imagine 4 or 5 years ago saying that, like, oh, in 5 years' time, there's going to be a couple of people, you know, a few people even, who can stream and play Age of Empires for a living. They'll tell you to pinch yourself and wake up because you're going crazy. Like, what's that guy been smoking? But here we are, lo and behold, 4 or 5 years later, and it's a different time now. It's a different setup, different situation completely, and it's awesome. It's really good for the game. Green, though, starting to land across now, and I like this. Using that army on the water to range everything over here and carve out a little bit of a safe space for his villagers to start building up. And they will build. Yellow, though, I'm waiting to see where Yellow is going to try and land over here. Nil Parvand has a little bit of space which he still sort of controls. And if Yellow sees his dock and realizes that, you know, he's out of the game, then maybe he'll think, actually, this could be a good place to land. Because if Grey is still alive here, that means the other players haven't found him. So, we're going to see that soon, but here comes Yap. And this is what happens when you let Yap boom. This is what happens when you give this guy space to build this beautiful downtown, this great forward base here where he can spam units for eternity and make 30,000 Japanese trebuchet with Kataparuto and all that other good stuff. This guy is at 250 population right now, and he's going to be spamming the hell out of this game. And he might only be spamming elite skirmishers and halberdier, but when he's got 10 times more army than you could ever dream of, well, what are you gonna do against that? What are you gonna do against that? You better have some siege ready, Sakai. Where's the siege? He's not prepared for siege. It's too late. And uh-oh, Animal's defeated. Oh, snap. There's his king there. Alright, he must have had his king maybe in the TC or something, but he ended up stuck in the Castle Age after fighting our blue player for quite some time. And, well, blue now able to take down the king, and that's our second player defeated, knocked out. Elite Rattan Archers coming through for Nick Jones. 10 pierce armor on these guys. I mean, that's insane, isn't it? 10 pierce armor. That's madness. Zach, what is your Vubli rating? Oh, look, Grey's king is still alive. So blue could actually have the pleasure of killing 2 kings. The king, he's like, I'm still in the game. I don't know why my puppet master has resigned, but I will still fight for honor and glory. Charge. And, well, he's still alive somehow. Now, what? There you go. Now he's dead. So Nick Jones has the pleasure of killing 2 players' kings so far this game. My Vubli Elo is about 1700 maybe, like maybe 1680. I think I could be 1700 quite comfortably if I played a few more games. Maybe that's a bit ambitious, but I think with a bit more practice and a bit more time, I can definitely do it. And in fact, tomorrow morning, I'll be playing, and Friday morning, I'll be playing Vubli games to try and improve my elo. But yeah, purple's kind of getting doubled right now. And that could only be bad news for him, as red just, oh wow, so many trebs. The nice thing about this as well is you can just move them in range, unpack them like instantly, and take down a castle in a single shot. But green and red might start clashing now over purple's dead body. And purple, the second player to load up into a transport ship with his king and try and get the hell out of there. How's yellow doing? He's still got the 3 transports. I guess he's waiting for the right time to try and land and get some space. If he came over here, he could actually land and probably build the TC. Because green has no vision there and isn't expanding over there at all. But yeah, over this way, French of Destiny is going to realize pretty soon that, well, he's going to have to get a lot more army together if he wants to stop Yap. Because this menace will not be slowed down. He's just pushing and taking out those castles so quickly, almost instantly. Purple is still getting raided by green as well as he loads up into some more transports. He does get out with his king and some villagers as red will take down everything else. Now, just HD things, right? The pathfinding can be a little bit like jittery at times, but these eagles should do great in here. They're great. And oh yes, using the trebs to snipe the eagles. That's what I want to see. That's a great help. Death from above. Woof. That is beautiful. And sheer numbers working out so well for Yap there. These might be Eagle Warriors. They might be a hell of a lot stronger than Halberdier and Skirms. But Eagle Warriors, you say? What Eagle Warriors? I don't see any left. Yeah, I totally wasn't trying to change the topic and not have to tell you my elo. Definitely wasn't trying to do that. Blue and red fight each other, please. Fridge of Destiny recognizing here that he's probably not going to be able to stop Yap on his own. He's going to have to enlist the help of blue. So maybe if green and blue can make a sort of makeshift alliance here, if they could just work together to try and take on the red player, then the game isn't going to automatically be lost for them. Now, I do wonder if Yap is going to be able to get on the water because he doesn't have much gold. However, there is actually a ton of gold now, which he could start mining in purple's former base. Or in fact, no, actually, originally this is yellow's base. So there's actually still quite a bit of gold left that he could grab. But uh-oh, purple now eliminated as well. His king there dying to red's castle. And sorry that I keep missing these, but it's so hard to track, 7 kings all at once. But I think he just got a little bit too close to the castle, and Yap will take him out. So purple's attempt at relocating going to be unsuccessful. Now he is completely, well and truly dead. Yap is going to be building some more forward buildings, fortifying and building an outpost here on the far west of his island. And I do like how he makes his bases nice and pretty. It's quite well structured. Look at this. I mean, imagine if you tried to raid him. I know you look at this and probably think, how silly is that? But think about it. If you actually tried to raid this guy, Japanese, 15 damage, 2 arrows from each one of these towers with ballistics, a couple of castles. Anything you send in here is gonna die. And even if you send Huskarls in, they're going down. The sheer number of fire, like arrows, and the amount of firepower that is available on my screen right now. And the best part about it is that it's still functional as well. Oh, you guys saying F. Does that mean... Oh, no. Okay. I thought the stream might have died. But yeah, not only is it maximum security, like you say, Reaper, he can actually farm it as well. And the farmers are going to be quite efficient too, because look at how little walk distance they have. Like, no farmer here has to walk more than 3 tiles to drop off their resources from the farms. They're all so close to a mill. Now, it's not great for space efficiency. It does take up a lot more space than just, you know, farming around a mill. But boy, this is like a well-oiled machine right here. Sakai did build a TC over here, but that's now going to get taken out as well. And I do wonder, however, you know, Yap will need to start taking some gold, because if he does want to win the game, he will have to, well, possibly win the water. In the South Island, though, Blue's starting to push into red over, green over here. Green already investing a lot of resources, of course, into fighting Purple. And like I said before, was that really too wise? Is it really a good idea when you still have an enemy on your own island that could be out to get you? So it's gonna be tough for green now, because I think our blue player here, as the Vietnamese as well, is gonna have a lot of answers to the Aztecs. Aztec player making Arbalest against Imperial Skirms and Rattan Archers. That just doesn't work. Yeah, all he needs now is the Great Wall to sort of go around the perimeter. You know what, I feel like that's kind of what I want to do in my next game. And oh my goodness, spies! Alright, so someone's looking for the king. Maybe we're looking for a king snipe here. But now, our yellow player is going to be discovered. Emote at the edge of the map. His king will be revealed. Everyone's going to know where he is. You better move that. Look, Yap has a little bit of vision there, so he knows that there's a king out on the water. Sabios, I am going to Italy on the 10th of October, and I will be there until the 15th of October, so I'll be in Italy for 5 days. Yeah, I know, right? It's a good question. It's a philosophical question. Now, since he makes trebuchet, I guess he could make cannon galleons, because that could be considered siege. If he only makes trash and siege, then making cannon galleons would probably be okay. He could also, I guess he could also make transport ships, because transport ships only cost wood, so therefore transport ships could be considered trash. I'm going to... Yeah, so on the 10th, I will be in Pisa. Wait, no, I lied. On the 9th, I'll be in Pisa. On the 10th, I will be in Florence. And then on the 11th to the 15th, I will be in Perugia. That's the itinerary for the Italian trip. The Italy trip. And I'm going to be meeting in Perugia with a bunch of Age of Empires players and community members. Tato's going to be there. Viper's going to be there. You know, I can't tell you off the top of my head exactly who's confirmed. But there'll be a lot of people. Doubt might be going. We'll see. Unfortunately, no T90. And unfortunately... who else? Jordan 23 can't make it. Robo is going to be there. Smarty's going to be there. And a bunch of other people as well. There's going to be like 35 of us in total, which is super exciting. Don't say Perugia anymore. How is it pronounced? Tell me how to pronounce it. Type it phonetically in the chat and I'll never get it wrong again. Oh my goodness. Emote has made a move. I don't know if he always had the stone. I'm guessing he did. But he's dropped a castle here. And Animal's obviously dead. So he could actually, quite successfully even, start to retake some ground here. If he can kill that town center, he could start farming his farms. If he kills these villages and stuff, he could start grabbing this gold. Yellow's still in the game, guys. Is he going to win it? It's unlikely. But is he still in it? Absolutely. I wonder where his king is, though, because I can't see his king anywhere. And it looks like green player is still trying to raid a little bit over at Yap. But Fridge of Destiny is at 119 population, while Yap is at 233. Fridge of Destiny... Fridge of Destiny is losing his whole base as well. And thank you very much for the $10, Genie. He says, thanks for reviving my lifelong favorite game. You are welcome, and thanks for the donation. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I've dedicated a lot of time to raising awareness of Age of Empires 2. I've been making YouTube videos and streaming on and off since 2011. That's 7 years. That's a long time. That's far too long. Wow, what have I been doing? Oh, okay, Yellow's back over here now. Alright, well, he's got to be careful because there's a keep over here from Yap. And I thought he'd actually try and keep his king with his castle. That's probably the safest place, but oh god. If Yap was paying attention, he could totally kill the king. Oh, 60 health. Get out of there. Oh no, Fridge of Destiny's got war galleys on the water. If he comes down here now, oh gosh. Oh goodness me. Oh goodness me. Fog of war on. King in transport ship. Get out. Get out of there. Oh, and he's dead. Down to the bottom of the ocean. And GG for our yellow player. He did a good job of staying alive for so long. But Fridge of Destiny probably calling GG now as well because, well, he doesn't have anything left apart from this navy. Looking at his military here, he's got 59 warships. And all of his villagers are probably going to end up dying to these Vietnamese champions. Poor king. Went swimming with the sharks there. Or rather, with the Dorado. And the, what else? Is it just Dorado on this map? I think it's just Dorado, actually. Some very, very angry Dorado. Hundreds of angry Dorado. Pecking him to death. That's one hell of a way to go. But, yes, Fridge of Destiny. Where's his king? He's keeping it safe here. By flanking it with war galleys. But unfortunately, the Aztecs don't get galleons, so this navy has reached peak potential here. We'll see if he can do any damage around the map, but it's very unlikely. As now, Nick Jones has to decide what's next. Yap has tried to make a landing over in the south, but that's been thwarted. And maybe the question now is, who has the most gold? Nick Jones, 2,900. Yap, 3,200. Now, if I had to guess, I'd probably say that the person who's going to win is the person with the most gold. But that's not guaranteed. Yap saying that's a doubt castle. That is a doubt castle. Nick Jones with keep already prepared to deal with any kind of landing. Building keeps all the way around the edge. Pretty smart move, actually. And even walling off the left side completely, so as not to be surprised by any sort of sneak attack from green. That's incredibly unlikely to happen. Fridge of Destiny is completely dead at this stage, but at least he succeeded in not dying first. As he said, he's made it into the top 3. And I guess the question is, can he make it into second place? Can he win the game? It's incredibly unlikely. But could he get second? There is always a chance. A successful snipe and the gold is for nothing, sure, but where is the king of Yap? And we've already been through this, Azka, but let's just remind everyone, this king is in this tower, in the middle of this. It is a beautiful, beautiful masterpiece from Yap. And all he needs now is, like you said before, Reaper, just to wall this up. And nothing's getting in there. Nothing's getting out either, but nothing's getting in. A King Snipe for red is unlikely to happen. A King Snipe on blue? Well, maybe. Maybe. I'm guessing the king is in this tower here from Nick Jones. It is. And I love the Vietnamese king with his little parasol, his little umbrella. Perusia. Ah, okay. So I realize I've been saying it very wrong. Why would they put a G there if it's a sh sound though? And is it actually Perusia or Perusia? And maybe I'm even saying that wrong. Maybe the rules of grammar just don't apply. But what about visiting a region with one of the highest castle densities in Europe? It's still in Italy. What is that region, Sabios? Where is that? I went to northern Italy earlier this year to stay in a castle, actually. And that was really nice. I stayed at a place called Castillo de Pavone. I think maybe I said castle wrong, but you get the idea. All right, Fridge of Destiny. For whatever reason, he is going to take the fight to Nick Jones. Nick Jones fully upgraded galleons here, but massively outnumbered by Fridge of Destiny's war galleys. He's still got his king at the back, but why he's choosing to fight versus blue, I don't know. He's also getting a little distracted by the keep over here. And I don't know if Yap's done heated shot, but I would hope so. No, it doesn't look like he has. Uh-oh, Elite Cannon Galleon from Nick Jones. And that's an interesting question. Could Elite Cannon Galleon reach this keep? And I think the answer could actually be yes. Oh, man. Yap needs to get on the water, or does he? He's made a landing. Nick Jones doesn't have eyes everywhere. But Yap certainly has trebuchet spies all over the map. Death from above, as Nick Jones is just like, oh, wow, what do I do against this exactly? He doesn't have enough army on the land, but at least he's gonna maybe he's gonna try something with the cannon galleons here. Fridge of Destiny, maybe he doesn't know it, but he's helping Yap to win this game right now, as Yap fortifies his castles and moves forward with the trebuchet. And I guess our blue player maybe now needs to consider this alliance with green. I mean, he's still killing his economy over here. And green's like, well, I'll help you, but, you know, you kind of got to work with me here. I don't think Nick Jones wants any of that. Look at that gate going down. I think Yap is probably going to have the achievement for the most buildings raised this game. Don't be surprised if that's the case. And he's going to work his way down now into Nick Jones's base. He's got quite a lot of army. And now I guess the question is, does he take the risk and go across to try and snipe Red's king? Or does he go full defense mode and try and hold on? Problem for Nick Jones is he's only got 400 wood. Yap, on the other hand, has 6,500. And, well, any defense that Nick Jones has is immediately rendered useless. It's overkill. Look at this, a fortified wall. Doesn't even need half the trebs to take it down, but he's gonna use them all anyway. It's South Tyrol. All right. Well, maybe one day I can visit there. I do like visiting old castles. But wow. Yep. Cleaning up right here. And blue, he's, like I say, got a lot of army on the shoreline, and his army is pretty strong as well. These Imperial skirms are very good, actually. But he's going to get outmassed and outnumbered really quickly by these forward buildings, and, well, Nick Jones bringing over his cannon galleons to try and maybe take out some of this stuff. But I don't think it's going to matter, as Yap busts away through that wall and sends his trebs forward. I love seeing this many trebuchet. I just love it. Watch this castle. Watch this castle. Now you see it, now you don't. It's like having a delete button that works on anything. You know, it's like being able to just press delete on a wall piece and, oh, it's gone. And how do you stop it? Oh god, yes, attack these. Please attack these units. Use your trebuchet and attack these units. Okay, well, maybe now. Now they're stood still. Oh god. Oh god, imagine Warwolf. Imagine Britain Trebs with Warwolf here. They would kill all of it. I mean, the Trebs are gonna kill all of it anyway. Oh my goodness. That is insane. That is so cool. And Blue's just gonna lose everything to the Trebs out here. Man, he can even kill the cannon galleons with his trebuchet if he wanted to. Man, that is absolutely mental. Like, he's got to get to the Trebs somehow. How is he gonna do it? He's never gonna get to the Trebs. Oh my gosh. And they fire so quickly as well. Look at them. It's just constant barrage. Constant barrage. Blue's going to run out of wood pretty soon. He's going to keep making champions. Champions are the best unit he could probably make here, actually. Even if they are Vietnamese champions and they don't have the final attack upgrade, they're probably still his best. Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't make Trebs. They're not going to survive for long, are they? Oh, gosh. Look at that. It's brutal. And they're gone. I think after this, I think there really is no question about which is the most superior siege unit. The trebuchet wins hands down. What on earth does a catapult have on that? That's awesome. So, Nick Jones calling GG. Does that mean he's going to resign? Ah, okay. He says he won't go before green. Well, Blue's going to have to get onto a transport ship and get out of there if he wants to survive. Is he making a transport ship? No, he's not. But the only way that he will last longer than green is if he runs away for longer than green. And if he doesn't get that king out of there, he's not going to be able to run away very far. Still no transport ship being queued. And he's going to try and hold on. He says he wants to last longer than green. I don't think he will. I think Fridge of Destiny might have just secured his second place position. Now, one thing that I think should be changed are sort of the damage that the trebuchet does. It doesn't count if you pack the trebuchet up before the projectile hits. In my opinion, I think that's wrong. I think that the projectiles should do full damage even after you pack the trebs up. So if you pack it now, when it hits this barracks, it will do full damage. Because if he packs up the trebs after he fires, then they don't do any damage at all, and I think that sucks. He's also showing off now as well. He's telling them to attack and then cancelling. But yeah. Nick Jones is... Oh. Is he out of there? Oh, is he out of there? Did he make it out? He did! It is only a problem for the Japanese, you are correct. But I do think that that should be fixed, because that just makes the Japanese trebs a bit more viable. Or even better. And in my opinion, I would quite like to be able to micro my trebs like that. I mean, imagine doing hit and run micro with your trebs against other trebs. Like, that's so strong, but it's also really fun. So, Blue's up in a transport ship, but it's pretty clear right now that Yap has won the game. There's no question about it. What a beautiful base. What a decisive, clear victory it was. Ignoring the fact, of course, that he did have an advantage due to his start position. But now it's a question of who's going to die first, Fridge of Destiny or Nick Jones. Well, Fridge of Destiny actually has a navy. So I kind of have to favor him, because the only way that these guys are going to die now is by losing their boats on the water. And Green has a lot more to defend his boats with than Nick Jones does. Nick Jones doesn't even have any wood now. He has no gold. So there's no way that he would be able to defend his transport ship. But now it's kind of awkward, because we've got 2 players in the corner of the map and 1 very clear winner. And I guess we'll see if Yap decides, or not, if he wants to actually try and hunt these guys down, or if he'll just take the moral victory and call it right there. I mean, to be honest, it makes a lot of sense. If you don't spend any gold on your military, on your army, then you have more gold left over for trebuchets. I think that's perfectly reasonable and logical. And you saw there, by the way, you saw the projectile hit the market but do no damage. That's because he packed the treb up first. So maybe Yap will do spies and figure out where they are. He's certainly got enough gold for it. And Fridge of Destiny is saying again. I'm not sure what he means by that. Does he want to play again? Does he want to get his revenge? But Yap should probably consider doing spies here. And, oh, there's Nick Jones and some galleons. Oh, no, he's going to snipe it. No way. No way. No. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. Unbelievable. GG. How the... And there's me saying, well, Fridge of Destiny has a lot more navy, so he should be fine. Incorrect. Just a couple of galleons and a little bit of focus fire, and Nick Jones manages to snipe Fridge of Destiny's king. Man, if only he was using box formation and paying enough attention, he might have prevented that from happening. But Nick Jones now defeated. I don't know if he sank his ship or if he just ran it into Yap. But GG Yap, well played. That was funny though. I can't believe that. I really expected Fridge of Destiny to win against Nick Jones there. I really did, because I mean he had so many more galleys on the water. Cast a curse doomed the other player. Exactly, Seaberg. That's exactly what it is. God damn it, I'm such a fool. Costing Fridge of Destiny his 2nd place. Well, he did quite well, though. I mean, he did quite well. Let's have a look at the achievements and look at that. 233 buildings raised. That's ridiculous. That is so crazy. Quite close to the most units killed. Definitely had a better KD than Nick Jones. And, well, Yap really just was so far ahead of everyone that game. Economically, militarily. I mean, look at that graph. That graph. Oh, baby. He had over 50% of the world population by the 1 hour and 30 minute mark, whatever it is. I like how, though, it's interesting. I've never really paid too much attention to the world population numbers. But look. The world population obviously starts at like very little, as everybody starts with only a small number of villagers and some scouts. But the population grows and grows and grows. And then here, around the 50-minute mark, the world population is at its peak. This is when the most units are on the map. And then from there on out, as players start to die, there gets less and less and less and less. It's quite interesting. Maybe that's kind of how... It's a bit like a bell curve, actually, in a way. But maybe not, because it would never get as low as the start. So perhaps not. But it's interesting, because I imagine that the world population would probably end up looking something like this in the future, where it's kind of got this exponential growth, and then it goes a little bit too far, and then it retracts a little bit, and then you sort of have a normal, sustained population going forward. But yeah, free-for-all is pretty cool. To be honest, though, Yap, you did have an advantage in your starting position, but you made the most of it, so we can't blame you for that. That's just the nature of a free-for-all. It's never going to be fair. It never was fair, and that's just the way it is. Like it or lump it, essentially. So,